Hello, friends, and welcome to the Antidote to Deception Internet Radio. I'm your host, the Word Master. On today's presentation, we are continuing where we left off on our previous presentation, looking at the topic of watch. But today, we're talking about watching for souls. Watching for souls. You know, friends, one of the things that troubles my mind of late is the fact that persons left, right, and center are anxious and talking about the end times. Recent events have catapulted Bible prophecy to prominence, and everywhere you go now, every corner of social media and the internet, you can find Bible studies popping up and people presenting, oh, this is happening and that's happening, or that's going to happen, and the end times are here and end times are upon us, and this is what we need to do. But many of the solutions of what we need to do fall flat. On our previous presentation, and if you have not listened, please go back and do so. We talked about looking for the signs and seeing what's getting ready to happen and knowing that we are closer than when we began. And of course, the needful preparation that needs to take place, because what would be the point of saying Jesus is coming and knowing the signs and knowing the nearness of the time, but not prepared. Likewise, today we want to talk about another important factor in that equation, and that is the conversion of souls. Again, going back to Matthew 24 as our last series, verse 14 says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So we see the two work that we need to be doing in these last days. Our character perfection and having Christ's character reproduced in us, put it more accurately, and witnessing to others. One of the strange paradigms of these days is that we don't see persons actively engage in that work. We don't see people. All the videos and social commentary that I mentioned just now, I can't even say that I heard one that said, tell your friends, tell your loved ones to get ready for Jesus coming, and even articulated how they're to be ready. "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness." Again, it harkens back to Daniel 11:45, where it talks about tidings. Again, tidings, good news, the good news of the kingdom. What God has been waiting to do for the past 6,000 years in the people is about to be accomplished. And this fact agitates the papacy. This fact agitates the man of sin. This fact agitates the son of perdition. This fact agitates the power of the beast system of Revelation and Daniel. And because God's people are finally and fully perfected, they're now ready to stand the last great test. But you see, my friends, those of us, those of you listening, who are not actively engaging in the work of evangelism, and that is sharing the gospel, not just telling people what's happening, but alerting them to the fact that their characters must be purified, their record, their standing with God has to be in right standing. You see, and this is going off topic, but I need to say this, maybe we'll establish it in future presentations, but the work that Christ did at Calvary and the work that he's doing in heaven are designed to accomplish one great purpose, and that is that work found in Ephesians 5. Again, like I said, in these last days, many people are shying away from these scriptures, and I don't know why, but I know it's on purpose, and I know there's an agenda behind it. The Bible says that Christ is coming back for a pure bride, one that is without spot and one that is without wrinkle. So in other words, washed fully and ironed perfectly. Every defect of character removed, eliminated. The 144,000 of Revelation 7 and Revelation 14. This is them identified. No guile in their mouth. Their characters, they are spotless before the Lamb. Back to our topic. You see, my friends, when you and I come into a relationship with Jesus Christ, our first impulse is to tell it to the world. And again, these are hallmarks, these are signs that the end is near, when a people has a desire to go spread the glad tidings. What does the Bible say? Publish glad tidings, my friends, publish glad tidings. Head to your nearest mountain or acquire the biggest megaphone and say to the cities of this world, behold your God. Notice what 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12 says, looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's alluding to the destruction that will take place at the end of the world. But notice what we're told. We can hasten that coming. We don't just have to look for it, we can hasten it. And we're told how this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. That witness word is very important, and we'll talk about it soon. Jude chapter 1, Jude only has one chapter. 22 and 23 says, and if some have compassion, making a difference. And if some have compassion, making a difference. Friend of mine, as a Christian, as a believer in Jesus Christ, your method of operation to win souls is one of compassion. The Bible says that Jesus was full of compassion, and that is why he sought to isolate the people from the traditions of the rabbis. That is why he met with them in solitary places and sought to tell them the truth. He realized, as the Bible says, they were as sheep without shepherds. Have compassion, my friend. Verse 23 says, and others saved with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. We have a work to do, my beloved. We have a work to do. And we need to be prideless and humble. We need to be teachable so that we can go into these experiences and into these situations and pull people out of hellfire, regardless of the situations that may blow back on us. We have to be a people of compassion whose hearts are opened wide. Beloved, if that is not you at this present moment and you have such a desire to be, it is not too late. If your heart is pricking you and is telling you, I have to do better, and I pray that we all do, beloved. And finally, James chapter 5, 19 and 20, a very sobering and very important one in our topic. Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth and one convert him, let him know that he which converts the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sin. This one actually means the most to me. I love the people in the world, love them to death, but backsliding and backslidden brethren and apostatized brethren, oh, they have my heart. If you're listening and you are under this category, you have my heart. You have my heart. You see, my friends, I don't know your state of development just now and the fixation of your mind, but I want to tell you that we are in the last times. We're in the last times. Yes, it's been ad nauseum repeated as if the record was broken or the needle was broken. Jesus is coming soon. Get ready. Oh, we're in the end times, and this sign is surely the last sign, and this event is surely the last event. But my friends, I'm here to tell you that we need to look past all of that. You need not worry about which event or what sign or so forth. Your chief concern at this time should be, Lord, have I been making shipwreck of my life all this while? Have I done despite to your grace and your name, who's done so much for me, despite the fact I may not remember that you've done so much for me? Is it true? Is it true that I am closer than when I first believed? Help me, Lord, and ask the Lord to save you, to renew you, and he will. And to those of you who have never ever made a commitment and a decision to Jesus Christ because you bought into all the lies, it's a fairy tale, Jesus isn't real, it's all fiction, it's nonsense, it's all seeking to control your mind, and on and on. How is that working out for you? That's the first question I want to ask. How is that working out for you? Because I'm pretty sure that there are other entities that do have your mind, and there are no red flags being raised because your animosity is to Jesus Christ. But I want to say to you, especially just now, please let down your guard for a little bit and just put your thinking cap on. Eternity is just that, eternity. We spend 60, 70, some by God's grace make it to 100 years on this planet. but that pales into what God has for you. And if it seems strange to you to serve this invisible God, if it seems strange to you to be mocked and ridiculed because your faith has found a resting place in a God who you cannot see, then let me tell you something, my friends. You've been chasing dreams that you have not realized. You've been going after invisible entities that your eyes have not seen, and yet you believe, and you mock God, and you mock the people of God. But today, I would like realization to hit home to you that the next time you order DoorDash or some other thing, some company for food, how do you know that these people, the people at the restaurant or the delivery people, aren't spitting in your food and doing all types of vile things to it? Upon delivery, you don't even know the why is because it looks perfectly sealed and you chomp into it. Oh, my friends, can I laugh at you for a moment in the ridiculousness of that? And yet you say, I'm ridiculous for believing in an invisible God when you put your faith and trust in people who could give you diseases, and yet you still order day after day after day. But you know what? I reserve my laughter because it's not a funny situation. It's a sad one. It's a sad one to me because you put so much stock and so much faith into man-made structures and man, man, and yet you despise God and you deny Him. But it's not too late. Today, I want to appeal to you and I want to reach out to you to please, please, I beg of you to consider Jesus today and the way that He loves you. And I promise you, He will not spit in your food. He will not mock you. He will not deride you. He will not say, you wasted such time and such energy and now you want to come. Oh, my beloved, the Bible says, He says, all that come to me, I will in no way cast out. Oh, my friends, what a beautiful way to end. Despite what you and I would have done to Jesus' name, yet He still wants and He still has a people who will come. And I pray that I will be part of the illustrious number when the saints go marching in. May God truly and richly bless you abundantly as you contemplate on these things. See you real soon.